live. So look at this. Trend analysis for Bitcoin. You're going to go to like the 4 hour. You want to see how Bitcoin started to make a bit of a move to the upside here. Super important. Now, this may seem simple to you, but it's very, very important that you pay attention. Then we're going to go back and we're going to show you the same thing what we're doing here on Bitcoin on the 4 hour. And you're going to start to hopefully have an aha moment with me. So here we have a high. Then we have a low. Okay? So we're going to circle the highs and the lows with the big marker here. All right? So here's our highlighter. High right there. Low right there. You must put in a higher high. You do. You then put in a higher low. Great. Now that you've met lower than the previous high, the trend will not continue until you break above that. And then when you reset, you must make a higher low. So you do. You break out, you make a higher high right here. And then you make a what? A higher low than that. Excellent. Now at that stage, you must put in a higher high. And what do? You come up and you make a higher high again. Great. Then a lower low, a higher low. Then you put in a higher high. All right. Now at this point, you come and you make basically the same low. You wick to this area. Now, if you break this, you're breaking a trend. All right. And you're about to put in a lower low than this area here. And then the only way to break that would be to put in a higher high all the way up here for the trend to continue. So here you put in a higher low, then you get rejected here, and it gets kind of sketchy. At this point, they kind of made people think that there was that wasn't going to make a higher high, and it made a flag, but the flag would break out. I bet Stochastics had you there, and you did end up making a higher high, technically right here. Then you made a lower low right there. Now, in order to remain bullish, you must put in a high higher than that high, and you did. You went up here. Now you must put in a low lower than this low. Basically, this is your more like high, low, high, low. See that? I'm showing you the little trends too, but you can also look at it big time. So here's your higher high, here's your lower low, here's your higher high, here's your lower low. Excellent. Uptrend is confirmed. Now we need to put in a higher high in order to keep the trend alive. We do. We put in this higher high for Bitcoin right here. Once that occurs, you must say we must put in a higher, and that's why you're putting support and resistance. Support and resistance is trend analysis, but they're not exactly the same thing. But they go hand in hand. If you're not doing support and resistance, you will not be able to do proper trend analysis. You will buy downtrends. You won't be able to find out when things are moving back to the upside. You will not be able to stay true to the move. I'm telling you right now. So please pay attention. So here's your higher low. Beautiful. You must put a line here. And you're going to hear me say this all the time. And I'm like, we must get over this to get to a higher high. Otherwise, we're making a downtrend. We put in a higher high. Beautiful. But what do we do here? We put in our first lower low all the way since down here. All these have been higher lows since right there. That told you there was a problem. So then you draw your line again. You look left and you look at the previous like high that you broke. It was just this one. You're like, we must break the previous high. Then you see this one. And this is my trading style. And I learned this the hard way. All right. I did. But now, and you'll see me say this now. I'll say, listen, look for the M. I'll say, look at the stochastics. And we're going to double click to show you the stochastics here. And I'll talk about how if the stochastics turn on the dotted line and you're not breaking the high to the left, you're likely to short the sucker. And look, then you even got a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. Head and shoulders occur at these points. So what I'm showing you is like, if you learn the basics of technical analysis and the fundamentals, they'll take care of you when everyone else is worried and doesn't get it. Everyone who's using Market Cipher and all these other indicators and stuff, they have no clue what's going on. When Market Cipher ends on something, when that money wrap stops working, I watched a trader 2 days yesterday using Market Cipher. He had no idea where price was going anymore. And I felt bad. I was like, dude, if he just took a session from me and learned what I know about stochastics, RSI, and support and resistance, he wouldn't be fumbling around with Market Cipher. And I'm not putting down Market Cipher. I'm just explaining that the fundamentals are better than paying $1,500 to $2,000 for somebody's indicator. All those indicators were made off of these basic fundamentals. Get yourself immersed. Don't lie to yourself. The truth is, the proof is in the pudding, baby. It's right here. So look, you don't make the previous high. The stochastics burn on you. And if you look at the daily, it was even more apparent. Because stochastics were oscillating at all these points. That's the beauty. If you become a scientist, scientists sit inside of laboratories and they do experiments. And they use what are called controls, right? Because the control helps the experiment. Always with the control, always with the control. My control is the stochastics RSI. 90% of the time, they go up and down above the dotted lines, no matter what price does. So when stochastics comes above the dotted line and you don't make a previous high, you're going down. It's so obvious to me. I've been preaching this now for the last 6-7 months. I show it on the live stream over and over again. You must understand trend analysis. You must understand support and resistance, and you must couple it with your shapes, with your Fibonacci, and your support and resistance, and your stochastics RSI. You will become an unstoppable machine. There's a reason why we hit gains every single day here on the channel. It's not an accident. It's not an accident I show up every single day. That is by a formulated, organized manner, okay? So we look at the Bitcoin on the daily, and you can see we're still in this big falling wedge. Likely we want to break to the upside. However, look, the daily did pump. Didn't really give us much, you know? Anyway, that's trend analysis. So look at where we are now. Now we're not looking at the giant picture for Bitcoin. We're looking at a smaller area for BTC, right? So let's take a look. Huge level to get over is 21,800. If you don't have this chart saved in screenshot with the 2,800 there, because you're going to forget that that's a key level when all the minutia comes up and down and everything, you're going to forget it. You must write this stuff down. But look, you have a high, you have a low, you have a lower high here. But if we start the trend down, we have a low, we have a high, we have a higher low right there. Right there, we have a higher low for sure. For this trend to stay alive, just like we showed you, you must put in a higher high. You get it? And I just showed you exactly why and how that works out and why. So the second you put in a lower high here, it's not a good look. Like, it tells you that you might put in a lower low. And maybe you're in this now. The pattern does not get determined until the support and resistance breaks. Support and resistance sometimes waits till the smaller time frames to make its move. So it's likely we could get rejected and head back down here to 18,251. You must know that that is something that could be a possibility when you don't hit this point, because that's going to be your lower low. Where else are you going to go? Look, low, high, lower low, lower high, lower low. You're in this downtrend now. You see? So your hope to break this downtrend is you make a higher high in this box. That's it. See how simple this is? Once you break it down and see it for what it is, all right? And look, now I'm going to go to BSUSD, and I'm going to show you this clean again. Nice and clean. We're going to delete all our old work. We're going to take away the moving averages, which is going to show you exactly what you need to look out for Bitcoin today. First off, big boy resistance right there. You know, I'd like to put labels on them. Maybe if you hit Alt-J, does it label it? It does. So, like, you got to get above 22,886. And you got to get above this level here at 21,770. Like, there's just like 21,720. I call it 21,008 up to the wick. Right there. And actually, I think I made these a little too thick. I'm going to go to my settings bar. Hold on. You can change all this stuff. I'm going to go to the settings tab. Go to style. Hit that, and you could just make that line's a little too thick. That's all right. There you go. Yeah. So look, till you get above that zone, you're bearish. It's that simple. It's that simple. All right. Like, just make things really simple for yourself. Don't outthink them. They're not as difficult as the YouTubers and everyone is making them to seem. They really aren't. All right. If Bitcoin can't break above 20,500, you're bearish. You're going down probably to make a lower low. It's simple. You're in this trend now. You see that? If you can't break that high, you're coming down to make a lower low. Now, unless you're going to make a double bottom. So, you see? And that's it. That's proper trend analysis, all right? And I call this the twisted sister. I make two patterns. One of them is going to win. We don't know exactly which one yet, but one of them is going to win. We don't know exactly which one yet, but one of them is going to win. And look, they actually almost have the same, they have like that same trajectory. So we're either going to continue down in the falling wedge, and look, that's a symmetrical triangle there, and that's what we've been talking about. You see? If it breaks to the upside, you're getting to this measured move at about 23,900, 24K. I can clone alone. I can clone because I'm not alone. All right. And look, and that's going to go down here. And there's your next measured move at 15K. So you're going to 24,000, 50,000. That's what you're talking about, right? This is a huge level to watch right now. So this resistance bar now is a big deal. See how we make this nice and neat for you to understand? Nice and complete.